finishing week on our journey to building my dream library craft room, and we're here with Mom.
Hello.
And Dad.
Hello.
And we're starting by priming the cabinets. If you're new to the series, we are currently in the process of turning my old storage loft into my dream library craft room. Y'all, this loft in my house has been storage for literally the past decade. Just kind of like one of those places where everything goes to die. Just picture a junk drawer that you have in your house, but then make it like an entire room. So over the last few months, or honestly really the last year, I've been going through everything in that room and donating a bunch of stuff, getting rid of the things that are truly trash, and then figuring out what I want to keep and how I can turn this little loft into my dream library craft room. Once I got all of the plans laid out and really figured out what I wanted to do with this room, I came here to my dad's workshop, and over the past few weeks, we have been building everything, custom building everything. Am I a woodworker? No. Is my dad? Yes. I am a maker though, and over the past few weeks, I have been learning to be a woodworker, and it has truly been just one of the best experiences of my life. Seriously, so much fun. And it makes it even more fun that these are going to be things that I can take back to my house and set up and truly create my dream space, our dream library craft room. That's officially a wrap. We're priming our cabinets. I'm so excited. We are gonna let them sit overnight. I know technically it says you can like paint again in like 30 minutes, and a lot of people recommend 2 to 4 hours, but apparently if you let the primer sit overnight, it is like the best and becomes like the sturdiest. Now let's take off our bag and see if this works. We tried the trick that where you like put a bag on your paint tray thingy and it's supposed to keep it all clean. Oh, but if you do this, okay, look at here. Okay, cameraman, zoom in real close there. Our writing, our green writing started to smudge a little bit into our white primer. Luckily, this is just the primer, but if you are painting like your walls white or something, you definitely want to use the inside of the bag because the ink on the bags can smear into your paint, and we don't want that. But luckily, this is just our primer. If any of you thought I was just going to be painting my cabinets white, you must be new here. Hi, welcome to the Sunflower family. I'm Pollyanna, and we're going to be painting these cabinets all kinds of crazy fun colors, and we're going to do that tomorrow. This did a really good job.
Yay.
Yay, not much at all. Nice trick. Our primer has been sitting overnight, and we are finally ready to paint with colors. We're going to be putting all the colors on the cabinets today, and I'm so excited. I'm seriously just elated. So excited. These colors are going to be gorgeous. I hope that they're going to be as gorgeous as they are in my head, y'all. I have this mock-up. This is what I think it's all going to look like when it's done. But, you know, we just don't exactly know how things are actually going to look until they're actually done. So today we're moving one step further towards it being finished. But before we can start painting, there are 2 more things that we need to do. The first thing that we're doing is actually sanding the primer. I did not know that this was a thing you were supposed to do, but apparently you're supposed to like give the primer a really light sand. I'm just using 240 grit because that's a really fine grit. So something that's 240 or above, and we literally are just doing a nice little tack sand to all of our primer. And apparently we're gonna sand everything down between coats 1 and coats 2 of our final paint. Really didn't know that was something you're supposed to do. And then after we sand and before we paint, we're going in with a very, very lightly damp cloth and just wiping it all down to get off all of the dust. And then after we finish sanding everything, the last thing that I'm going to do before we actually start painting is I'm actually going to be cutting up my samples, and I'm going to be putting them on each of the cabinets to show my parents like what color goes where, because they are once again going to be helping me paint everything, and we just want to make sure that the right paint ends up in the right places. And I feel like I even keep getting confused about what cabinets are painted what color. So I think having just like a little cut of each color on each cabinet is really gonna help. Everything is sanded, everything is labeled. So these 2 are the purple over here. This one is the light green. Where did this purple come from? This purple, here we go. There we go. Can't mix that up. These are all like almost the same size, but they're not the same size. We have a couple drawers that are very similar sizes too. Luckily, every single one of our bases is the same color, this Isle of Pine dark green, so that's not gonna be hard to not mix that up. I'm so excited. Mama, are you ready to paint?
Ready. Let's do it.
You ready to paint, Dad?
Ready.
Woo! How'd the primer turn out?
Smooth like the
Smooth. Mama's a sanding queen. Smooth as can be. Woohoo! That is green. That is definitely green.
It dries darker than.
Okay, good, because it's kind of light. Yeah, that's like a crazy big difference. You think that'll be the same color as that? Because that's like Shrek green on top of an evergreen. This is worrying me. Out of the three of us, Dad is the most experienced with the paint roller. So we have tasked him with doing the cabinet doors. Oh, it's beautiful, gorgeous. We're sitting here talking about how you guys said that the purple and green are giving Barney, and I can't get it out of my head. But it's fine. We love Barney, and
a family is people, and family is whatever the word.
I love you, you love me. Woo! Mom's gonna paint all of the bases. It's coming together. Y'all, we were just like looking at the colors and talking about the colors, and I was saying it's kind of crazy that for me, these are like neutral colors. And it made me wonder if my parents were making their own craft room, what colors would their cabinets be? Dad, what would you do?
Beige.
Beige.
But not pink beige.
Not pink beige.
Tan beige.
Tan beige. And what color countertops would you have?
Black.
Black countertops.
Sparkles.
Ooh, with sparkles. Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sparkly countertops. What about you, Mama?
Not green and purple.
Not Barney?
I don't know.
You were talking about how much you like butcher block.
I would do butcher block, and I would do burgundy burnt red.
Ooh, that'd be pretty. Our first coat of colors are complete. Y'all, they look amazing. They look so good. I'm still not 1000% sold on the dark green bases. I'm really not. I thought I was gonna like it a little bit more, that I'm currently liking it. I think it's gonna dry a little bit darker, and I think once the other colors are on top of it, it's gonna just be all pulled together, but I don't know yet. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's paint. We can always repaint, right? But I think I really like it. I think I really like it. And tomorrow we are going to be doing our second coat of paint. We thought at first we could get away with just doing one coat of paint, but they're definitely gonna need 2 coats. This is good. It gives us a chance to sand in between the paint again. It gives us a chance to make the color even more vibrant and bright. Y'all, I love it. I'm so excited. We're back for day 3 of painting. The first day, as you saw, we did the primer. The second day, we did all of our first coats, and now it's time for our second coat. And something we've talked about a lot in the previous videos in this series is that when you're doing a big project like this, there's a lot of days where you don't necessarily get to see a ton of progress being made. And it can kind of feel, you know, like a little bit discouraging sometimes whenever you work for hours and hours and hours and you don't really see a lot of progress. That's kind of what today is going to be, because we can already see the colors of all of these cabinets. So doing our second coat, it is necessary. We absolutely need to do it. It's going to make them look super finished, super polished, fill in any places that we missed, any places that look just a little bit bare. But we're not necessarily going to see that drastic change while working today, and that's okay. Progress looks all different kinds of ways. But once this dries, we are going to be able to see a drastic difference, because we can finally sit it all together. We can put all of the drawers in, all the door fronts on, and we can see how it's all going to actually look. I'm so excited. Let's paint. I just started painting this the wrong color. This is the medium green. This is the light green. Oh my god, what do I do? Okay, maybe I can like feather it out. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I just started painting it the wrong color. What do I do? I painted the lightest green one, the medium green. What do I do? Do I feather it out and then go over it in a minute with the light one?
How much did you do?
I did the outline and then I did that.
I paint the whole thing.
And then just paint it again with the lighter green. Wow. Y'all, I'm so excited right now. I'm just elated that we finally have all of our cabinets painted and we just put them together. Look at how they look. This is so exciting. I'm just kind of freaking out right now. We don't have Tilly's cubby hole door done yet, but we will get to that. I promise. Look over here. Look at how amazing it all looks, y'all. I'm so excited. Let's take a closer look. Just imagine this with a black, sparkly countertop that looks like the night sky. Picture all of the golden handles on here. Y'all, it looks so good. If you saw last week's video, you might remember our oopsie cabinet. This is the cabinet half that we made with the wrong boards. We literally made it with the wrong boards, y'all. But it's kind of serendipitous because we realized that we can turn our oopsie cabinet into 2 cabinets, potentially for the craft room. So we're gonna chop this up and we're gonna see if we can turn it into 2 cabinets that go on either sides of our yarn wall. Here, let me show you. I have a drawing because I always have a drawing. This drawing I did in like 5 seconds though, so it's not quite as good as the other ones. Not that the other ones were even that good or to scale, but I feel like they helped you get the picture. So hopefully this little mess will help you get the picture. So this down here, that's those cabinets. This thing with all the random little dots, that is our pegboard yarn wall. And I'm thinking that on these 2 walls, we can actually put our 2 cabinets. We can have a shelf in them, and on top of the shelf, there can be just different kinds of like little knickknacks and stuff. Coming out of the top of the cabinet, we can have like a light that shines down and like illuminates all of our knickknacks. And then underneath the shelf, I think this and this can be where we store all of our scrap fabric. I have so many fabric scraps, and I don't really know where to put them, so I think that I could like how it looks if they are all rolled up and put into those cabinets. We're not gonna have these 2 little cabinets done today, but the reason we wanna go ahead and cut them up now is because tomorrow, literally tomorrow, we are taking the base of all of those cabinets back to my house and installing them all, and we want to be able to bring our little oopsie cabinets with us so we can like hold it up with the yarn wall and with the cabinets under them to make sure we're gonna like how they look there before we decide exactly how we're gonna finish them. Okay, let's chop it up. And now for the part that I am probably the most excited about right now, but also the most nervous about right now. Putting on the drawer pulls. We're doing our little bitty snail first, because this one should in theory be like the easiest because it's just in the center, dead center of this drawer. That's it. No other type of measurements, nothing else, nothing to line up with, dead center. But that's so pretty! Oh my gosh, look at the snail drawer pull. I was worried about this being difficult to pull, but it's really not. Oof, squeaky. And then down here, we just got on the raccoon. He's so cute. I love that the raccoon and the snail are on the trash can drawer. Now the goal of our butterfly drawers is for them to look like they're swooping into the air. This is going to be the easiest and the hardest. The easiest because we don't have to actually measure anything or make anything exact, but the hardest because we have to make it functional where they're just actually far enough apart that they function as drawer pulls, but they still look whimsical like the butterflies are flying into the air. So let's see how we can make this look. Oh no, these might not actually be doable. This doesn't look right. This is like the thing I've been like the most excited about. I have to make this work. Do these look like butterflies that are flying up the cabinet? You know, we were going to load the car in the morning, but then we remembered that none of us are morning people. So we're going to load the car tonight with all the cabinets and all the tools. So that way we can get up in the morning, get in the car, and drive. Let's do it. Go, Mom, go, Dad! Go, Mom, go, Dad! I'm doing so much help right now. Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! The shop is officially empty. I mean, not empty. You know, we still have all that stuff. But our stuff is officially out of here. It's crazy. It is just shy of midnight and the trailer is all loaded up. Time to get some sleep so tomorrow we can install everything.
Tilly box.
Tilly, what is this? What is it? Is it for you? What is it? Do you want to get in it? He says maybe sometime. Oh, now's the time.
Hey.
She's in the Tilly box. Good job. Good job, baby. Good job. We officially made it back to my house with the cabinets, and there is no damage. I mean, there's like a couple little places where the paint's a little bit messed up, but nothing we can't fix really, really easily, y'all. We're about to carry the cabinets upstairs and actually install them. And speaking of installing things, do you see what's behind me? And if right now you're thinking, oh no, you didn't show us how you put up the yarn wall, do not worry. That is going to be like its own video completely. Next week's video is going to be putting up the yarn wall, how we put it up, everything that we did, how much everything cost, and next week's video is also going to be organizing and hanging all of the yarn. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to spend, honestly, probably the next 3 or 4 days organizing yarn and covering this wall with it. But before we dive in and do that, let's install some cabinets. And now's the part where we get really, really, really scared, because we're looking at this little area back here now and we're like, did we measure correctly? Because that doesn't look like it can fit our last cabinet. Oh my gosh. I'm so nervous right now. What do we think?
It might be a little boo-boo.
I might be a little boo-boo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, is it actually fitting? Oh my god, it's perfect. Oh my gosh, I was nervous for a second there. Were you nervous for a second there? It did not look like it was gonna fit. I genuinely feel like I could cry just like seeing how it's gonna look.
Good job, buddy.
I can't believe it worked. I'm crying. You're doing this with me.
We just got the cabinets in the house and we're already cutting them apart. Just kidding, but well, kind of kidding. We are cutting them apart so we can install the outlets. Did you find a hole? What you doing? What you doing? This is your hole over here. Nice! That's gorgeous. Good job, baby. Good girl. Yeah, that's for you. I mean, technically the top one, but the bottom one could also be for her. It can all be for you, Tilly.
2-story. You need 2 stories, baby.
You need it in a 2-story apartment. So when I was a kid and my dad used to work on houses, I used to love leaving notes inside the walls at basically every house that he ever worked on. I would write my name and what day I was there and all this stuff. Because I don't know, I would love it if I was like remodeling this house and I found a note from a girl like 30 years ago at the house, you know, when her dad was like remodeling it. And so I started thinking about that. And I want to leave a note on the inside of these cabinets. I don't know if I will take these with me whenever I move eventually. I don't know if we'll leave them built in here. And no matter what, none of us are here forever. And eventually, hopefully, somebody else will find these cabinets and appreciate them. So we're going to leave them a little note inside the cabinets. And also, if YouTube is still around, I want them to know that they can watch me and my dad building these cabinets in 2025. So let's write a little note. Built with love by Alli and her dad in August 2025. We gotta leave them a little note about YouTube now. If YouTube.com, who knows what they're gonna have in the future? Will they still have .coms in the future? We'll see. Is still around when you find this, search Alli Anna Dream Library Craft Room to see his being built. Hope you are having a happy day, Alli. It's making me tear up thinking about somebody in the future finding these and seeing this note. All right, we'll see if I have any spelling errors. I can't believe this. I can't believe that it's finally all starting to come together. We've been talking about building this dream library craft room for what, a year? 2 years? Like, it's literally been so long that we've been talking about this, and now it's just starting to become a reality. We have all the cabinets installed. Look, Tilly's already sitting in what is going to be her window seat. In a few weeks, we're going to be building out that little window ledge to actually be a window seat for Tilly. And it's going to slowly turn into a porch that's going to go into that top little square over there. That's going to be Tilly's little hidey hole. And the plan is for the front of Tilly's hidey hole to actually be magnetic, so it comes on and off. And we can actually change it out season to season. So we can make it look like Halloween, like winter, like spring. I'm so excited, y'all. We are going to be painting little hobbit hole door covers for Tilly literally year round. So I believe you guys are going to be seeing this video on like the 1st of September. And it's crazy because we started this build at the very end of July. So that means basically the entire month of August, we have been building these cabinets, along with other things, of course, for the craft room. And we haven't worked on it every single day, but y'all, we have worked on this a lot of days. This past month has been so much fun. I have loved doing this project with my dad. I'm so excited to continue this project into September. I think we're gonna have everything done by the end of September. The next few things that we need to do are finish the crafting table for the center of this room. Then we need to make the countertop for back here and make the countertop for the crafting table for the middle of the room. We're holding off on making this countertop for now because we're using the same epoxy resin pour for this countertop that we're using for the center island countertop. And obviously it's easier just to like mix that once and do both tables at once rather than trying to mix it on 2 different occasions. It also ended up being a good thing that we were waiting to make the countertops until a little bit later, because now that we got these fully installed, last night we actually spent some time just like making a template for the top of this. So now we actually have this fully built out template that we made with hot glue, by the way. It was kind of hilarious using hot glue to make something out of wood. We did end up using screws to like hold it all together too, but like the hot glue is what makes it stay in the beginning. So we made this hot glue and wood template to show us exactly how big these countertops are going to end up being. And that's great because now we know for sure that the countertop is going to fit. It is going to be perfectly made to size. I know that measuring, of course, gets you pretty precise, but there's still certain things that you don't know about the way that like the walls are curved or for sure if it's going to fit exactly. So I'm really, really, really glad that we made our template for this countertop. So we have to finish the big craft table for the middle of the room. We have to make both of the countertops. We have to finish our oopsie cabinets, as we've been calling them. Basically, if you didn't see last episode, when Dad and I were making our center craft table, we accidentally used the 11.5-inch boards we had cut for the shelves for the top and bottom of the side of the table. And the boards we were supposed to be using for the top and bottom side of that half of the table were 12.5 inches. And so all of a sudden we had half the table that was like a whole inch shorter than the other half of the table. And it just like didn't work at all. But it's actually a really good serendipitous thing because as you saw earlier in the video, we ended up cutting up that part of the table and we were turning it into 2 cabinets. And I love the way that they're going to look. We're hanging them over there and over there. They're gonna have knickknacks in them. They're gonna have built-in lights, and I think they're gonna hold some of my scrap fabric. It's gonna be so pretty. Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, we also are turning the windowsill into a window seat for Tilly, so we have to make the window seat for Tilly, and we need to make the door fronts for the front of Tilly's hidey hole. Like I said, Tilly's hidey hole is going to change season to season. I think what we're going to do is go ahead and make like 5 to 10 just like squares with a hole in the front of them with the magnets on them. So my dad and I are gonna make kind of like the blanks for the front of Tilly's hidey hole, and then throughout the seasons, we can just take our time and craft and make them all kinds of different fun themes for different seasons, different holidays, and different events. It's gonna be so much fun to make her little hidey holes. And I think that kind of concludes the craft part of the library craft room. Some people are asking, where does library come in? You know, like what part of this room is gonna be the library? Well, over here on this side of this window, there's just a big blank wall that we're not really doing anything with. So my idea is to put bookshelves all the way up that wall. They're gonna be live edge, they're gonna be beautiful, covered in books and knickknacks, and I'm so excited. And I started thinking, even though it's like 5 feet of bookshelves and goes from floor to ceiling, I was like, is that enough? Is it enough bookshelves? And my dad must have been reading my mind because yesterday, whenever we were installing these cabinets, he was looking at these closet doors over here. And he said, you know what? I think these closet doors are begging to be turned into a bookshelf. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? How can we turn these into a bookshelf? It needs to be a functioning closet. Well, Dad's got an idea of how to turn these doors into basically a bookshelf. So in theory, this is going to end up looking like a hidden closet door. You're not going to be able to see the closet door at all. It's going to be a bookshelf completely and then open up to be a closet behind it. I have always wanted a hidden door bookshelf. This is gonna be so cool if we can figure out how to build it. I feel like the plan for this room just keeps evolving and getting bigger and better. Even like yesterday when we were putting everything in, we didn't plan on rewiring anything. We had cut holes in the back of the cabinets so we can access all of like the electrical on like the side of the wall, the outlets and stuff. And so we thought we were done. That's all we needed to do. And then Dad was like, ooh, but if you're going to have LED strips that go like around the yarn wall and come out of our oopsie cabinets and go underneath of the toe kicks of the cabinets, you're going to want to have those just on like a light switch, right? And I was like, yeah, that'd be really cool if we could just keep the lights plugged in to their outlets and then just turn all of them on and off with a light switch rather than having to plug them in every time. So he added in this light switch right here and these outlets. He also added in those outlets up there and those outlets up there. Now both of those outlets up there are going to control our LED strip lights, our fairy lights, any sort of our background mood lighting. And here's what's so cool. So you see how that light over there is plugged in? All I have to do to turn on that outlet is come over here to this light switch and turn it on. So pretend, of course, like that is, you know, beautiful mood lighting, not just one of my lights. But isn't that so cool? I'm gonna be able to turn on and off all of the background lighting just with the flip of a switch. As a reminder, please do not try doing any sort of electrical work at home unless you are a professional. My dad is a professional and he did do all of the electrical. I did not do the electrical. I sat back and provided moral support while I drank an iced coffee and just handed him whatever he needed, and he rewired everything as a professional. It's gonna be a week or two before I can go back to my dad's workshop and continue to work on the rest of this, but y'all, we have so much to do here in the meantime. I have all of my crafting supplies in the closet that I'm going to go ahead and start organizing and putting away in all of our cabinets. I'm so excited. And don't even get me started on how excited I am about the yarn wall. Next week's video is going to be the yarn wall start to finish. We're gonna show how we put it all up, and I'm gonna be organizing every single ball of yarn that I own. I know you guys saw me a couple months ago go through all the yarn in my living room, 181 skeins, just in my living room. Well, I brought in the yarn from the garage, y'all, and we're gonna go through all of it. Thank y'all again for going on this journey with me. This has genuinely just already been one of the best experiences of my life. Thank you to my dad for helping me build all of this. Thank you to Josh for helping us load all of this up here. And thank you to all of you for following along every week as we build our dream library craft room. If you're new here, my name is Hollyana. Welcome to the Sunflower family. We do new videos every single Monday. A lot of times they're crochet, DIY, crafting, cat videos, Renaissance fairs, thrifting, and for the time being, we're building our dream library craft room. Hope to see you in the next one.